afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the year 2018 with me, your host, Imperial Dane, Master Propaganda Hero Strike Defender of the Fatherland, off your signing in 1 vs 1 on Hollow Inferno Winter. Between the West, we got here Gruber, fighting for the Soviet Union, Socialism, taking on the role of 215, the Rifle Division versus in these we've got Norsk 11, fighting for Germany, Deutschland, fighting here for the Sperrverbande Wolf, tasked with holding the line here as reinforcements being piled in using Osttruppen doctrine with triple infantry versus Gruber's Lend-Lease, Guard rifle and tank tactics with infantry and anti-tank gun bulletins. Osttruppen 44 here for Norse, conscripts for Gruber with the Spare 5 command up, opening up for snipers and penal troopers. We shall see what it ends up with here for Gruber. Norse pulling in with more Osttruppen, pioneers laying down sandbags around the Coh2, pointing forward towards the centre, and we got the first Osttruppen squad heading northwards, might try and sort of apply some pressure there, see some ground, using the ability to just get them out faster in the field. They obviously sort of push ahead on the front line faster. So that will be interesting to see how that works out. But while being laid down around the truck here to make it harder for the Germans to occupy the centre, we got the MG42 in the church already, making it that pretty much difficult for Gruber and also protecting against any immediate rushes for the Coh2 point from this angle, though Gruber seems to be taking southwards. He's also going for a sniper start. Now that's a bit interesting there, and might find himself falling a bit short versus the Osttruppen start, since the sniper's not particularly efficient versus them. Plus, I mean, it's not just the sniper's not directly cost efficient, it's also the fact, I mean, he's going to be spending a lot of time getting that sniper out, while Norsk then has got a lot more infantry out faster, seizing territory faster, so it's basically sort of a double O bother here for Gruber, since he's A, is going to be falling behind severely in map control, and B, the sniper's just not going to be very effective versus what's ahead of him, so this is going to be a bit of a rough start there for Gruber, to put it mildly. Second MG42 there for Norsk 11 and the Sperrverbande. The Sperrverbande was a sort of defensive formation, a camouflage sort of meant sort of act as a blocking formation until more forces could be pulled in, sort of get the job done. Well, usually formed that all there was on hand. There you go, catching the sniper here with the Osttruppen right point blank. So Gruber there gets a very nasty awakening there versus the Osttruppen, realising that perhaps that sniper was not the best opening whatsoever. Meanwhile, Norsk putting pressure on the Coh2 point here of Gruber, with an MG42 being hauled forwards, and the South conscript holding the pioneers down. He'll have to send the other MG42 down there to deal with that. So Norsk strikes, leading the Sperrverbande forwards. Conscripts, Osttruppen sniper, there you go. One man down, shot right through the helmet. And over here, nothing further going on in Norsk space. More Osttruppen would not be a bad choice. And there you go, third Osttruppen scored out there for Norsk for Germany. Scoring the Coh2 there, grabbing the northern fuel point as well. Norsk leads in again very aggressively. And again, it's very much helped due to the sniper side. I mean, again, the way Gruber executed it, it just very much allowed Norsk to send out his Osttruppen very much unimpeded. So there's something you have to be mindful of if you do decide to go for a sniper opening. Is there the potential that your opponent might be going for an Osttruppen opening, in which case your sniper opening is itself going to have a hard time. In this case, we've got a wipe there. Norsk, too bullish, too confident in his chances of victory. He is stuck around too long and lost an Osttruppen squad. I mean, he still has a nice amount of my apologies to the territory, but he's certainly going to be struggling a bit if he keeps up losses like this. So heavy fighting around the centre. Flamethrowers pulling forward towards the MG42. Osttruppen trying to support the flank here. MG42 number 2 moving. We've still got the snipers hanging about here. A lot of damage being done there. Go Flamethrowers going to force out the MG42 if we can get it out in time here. Very low in health. Osttruppen from the north, but he's still not pulling out the MG42. This could end up catastrophically. If the MG42 down to the sliver of health, sniper could take it out. There you go. Might get a constant squad in return, and there you go. White, but losing the MG42 is going to be more costly alongside the Osttruppen. And holy biscuits, that was damn close. The conscript suppressed Osttruppen on the flank. Could we actually got one of the snipers forcing the other one to, I think, yeah, retreat. Norsk gains a successful engagement again. The sniper just isn't pulling it off here versus Osttruppen. But again, overall, Norsk is just playing the Osttruppen like a really aggressive opening, which is kind of what you have to do with the Wehrmacht anyways. And when you use the MG42s like that much more aggressively, it's kind of what they're meant for anyways. I mean, it sort of works out reasonably. You can sort of lock down engagement zones and just, you know, force your opponent to fight less favourably. So this is so far working out reasonably well here for North. Of course, he still has to be careful. One mistake and it could all come tumbling down. We got take up there for Norsk, for the German army. We got an infantry covering up there, probably helps to provide Panzerfausts. I mean, there's a sniper that could be scout cars, and if he does not have Panzerfausts, that could get very ugly there for Norsk and the Speerverbande. Awesome squad up here on its own. Obviously, I mean, he's scouting almost as fast as he can, so he sort of has to switch on the defensive. He could consider some machine gun bunkers here and there, just some mines versus Gruber and the 215th Rifle Division. Sniper there with 6 kills, but again, mostly Osttruppen kills. Officer here for Norsk, could be under here. Smoke screens, artillery, supporting the Osttruppen, boosting them, of course, just himself working out pretty well. Up north there, Rasmus on the fuel point, trying to get it back there for the motherland, the Rodina. The Osttruppen there don't need to get out of there, they're just very, very low in numbers and health. Flamethrower out here for Norsk. And second info setting up here in the northern compartment. We got double flamethrowers out from Norsk. He's basically in the situation there, very bullish. Again, he's ahead here. His opponent doesn't have much chance to lay down any mines, so he doesn't have to go for mines. But right now, he'd rather push the advantage. Though, of course, he still has to be careful he doesn't get overexcited and, you know, throw away main needlessly. We got Morse on the way there. Take up no light infantry company as of yet. I mean, he could be going for a tier 3 ration, I suppose, in which case you just need to get taken for it fast and build up the support Corps. But he needs to be fast about it, that's for sure. Fourth conscript on there for Gruber. Rather belated there with all the infantry, but again, that's, you know, what happens when you go for a sniper start like that versus Osttruppen. And we got a surprise choice here from Gruber. It is Tank Hunter Tactics. Tank Hunter Tactics, ladies and gentlemen. Certainly haven't seen that one. But that one's certainly been updated. The PTS package has now been improved to also get ambush abilities. That's not really been changed much. And, well, now the tanks can also ambush. So that's a bit neat. We got a Grenadier out to support the Speerverbande. Sniper fire there in the Osttruppen, photo providing covering fire though. Ensuring a safe retreat. Well, safe-ish. Obviously. Bunker up here, Minix on the way. No like to make a nice company as for Norsk. Sandbags down here. Very good spot. Could also lay down some mines around here. Then again, doesn't have a lot of munitions for it. Seems like they've been going towards other things. Like flamethrowers. And apparently anti-tank rifles. I mean, he's probably anticipating a flamethrower half-track since most Osttruppen strategies tend to then sort of involve rushing out a flamethrower half-track. There's so far Norsk has yet to take up, so I mean, in that regard, you know, the anti-tank rifle is going to be a good upgrade, but if it doesn't appear anytime soon, it could end up being a bit wasted. But there you go, triple anti-tank rifles. Also, this is conscripts. Harassment, attacks, feints, and whatnot. Obviously, it's been a good choice for a third Osttruppen squad here. Pioneers sneaking about with Flammenwerfers. Need to fall back there, and we got take up here for Gruber into the tank battalion command, and flamethrowers scorching the snipers. Ja, burn those assholes, those little snipers. Like they sniped Jürgen. I like Jürgen. He had some really good jokes. And before through their veterans who won. No sound of that like to make a nice company or a move for the support corps here from Norsk and the Speerverbande. 215th Rifle Division under Gruber though continues its heroic fight against the fascist scourge. And there you go, almost lost the Pioneer squad. Norsk here feels very overconfident and bullish. He's feeling extremely strong, and that's causing him things to sort of make some more extensions there. While the Pioneers made it, just the flamethrower tank went off. That's kind of lucky. Need to be careful there about staying out next to cover there, Gruber. The Osttruppen are quickly picking off several of the conscripts there with a few well-placed shots. He's trying again for the snipers there. He really wants the snipers there, despite again, like, he's mostly taking losses for his Osttruppen, which is again not very cost efficient. Meanwhile, he's losing the south here to Gruber, who's quickly outmaneuvering Norsk here, taking advantage of his focus on the sniper there. So that's actually pretty good work there by Gruber, starting to turn that sniper's disadvantage into an advantage as Norsk loses sight of the battle and sets in everything to kill the snipers, no matter how irrelevant they might actually be. So this is actually a good play there by Gruber, even if inadvertent. Incendiary RPS rounds it here for Norsk. That's up to damage to force him out of the house. Very good. There we go. Conscripts pushed back by the Osttruppen. Troop ceiling enforcing. Still no like to make a nice company or tech up. I mean, honestly, you could easily let a support crop by now and begin pushing up Panzer 4s now. So I'm not entirely sure what's going on here for Norsk or what he's planning. Heading the northern fuel point there. Or victory point, I mean that's not a fuel point. Ruber can soon go for a T70. Could go for a half-tick already now, begin pushing more aggressively versus Norsk. As opposed to also the A-76. And we got an airdrop from Norsk. I mean, outside if they play into the whole, you know, tech to tier 3, but again, he could have done it already now, so this just feels weird. He's then dropping in this. I mean, he gives him fuel, munitions, and anti-tank, and plus an additional machine gun, in this case of the MG-34. So I'm not entirely sure here what Norsk is playing at. I mean, if he's not taking to the 3 yet, he's going for something that would seem like he's stalling for it. Is he playing for a tier 4 rush, like 1 into tier 4 strategy? I mean, that would be extremely bold and would still require them to take up for it fast. I mean, again, these things, you know, require speed to get this. I mean, the longer he's then not taking for tier 4, I mean, again, the more he's sort of losing out momentum to get anything out from it. But then he just needs to, you know, begin taking now. And it tends to be some of the issues with some of these players like to rush. I mean, they actually tend to suck at the rush part. There you go, Nation 6 out here for Gruber. I mean, again, he's not seeing anything from tier 2, so he's pretty much at this point guessing his opponent is aiming for a tier 3 rush. But again, Norsk could execute that sooner. So what is going on with Norsk there? I don't know. Well, he's got himself a third machine gun, in this case an MG-34. Tid bombardment to flash out the machine gun from the church. Mortar there being pushed back. Still nothing going on in his base, hitting the fuel point here with the Pioneers. And recruiting the Pak-40 as well there with Osttruppen. So using that ability, he's quickly sort of been able to expand his forces a bit there. And he is finally going for tier 3, but again, he could easily push for it anyway. So it feels like he's actually going for tier 4, though again, he could also have been faster about that. But if he is going for tier 4, I mean, that's sort of the funny thing. Had he just pushed for tier 3 already now, again, he'd just been a big advantage and he wouldn't just try to rush for the tier 4 anyways. And that's sort of the state of the tier 4, but we'll see there. I mean, it could, you know, provide some unknown benefit. And it's still, you know, something else, which should not be discouraged. But the way it's sort of being executed by Norsk feels a little less efficient. Second sniper for Ruber. Wait, he's going for a second sniper against Osttruppen. I mean, there's obviously more support weapons out now, so that's going to sort of help there. But some of them are actually manned by Osttruppen. So I'm not entirely sure what to make of this choice. It feels strange, honestly. It does not feel like the most optimal choice there by Gruber. On North machine guns, Pioneers, Osttruppen. Skirmishing here with the Russian infantry. And there we go, he is going for tier 4. He is going for tier 4. And again, could have slightly going, I think, sooner, but enough about that. I mean, he can then soon upgrade. He also saw them with light machine guns, which would certainly help a bit. There were some more of the conscripts. Gruber then obviously wants to consider taking out and moving for tanks, but he's probably not aware of this because who on earth goes for tier 4 like that? No one does. So I mean, in this regard, Norsk does have the strategic advantage because he knows what he's doing. Gruber does not know what Norsk is doing. And Gruber is assuming he's doing something, but he's not entirely sure what. So again, he's assuming a tier 3 rush, but for some reason he's going for double snipers rather than trying to bring out as many anti-tank weapons, or going for cash to rush out his own armor. So it seems like here Gruber is just completely confused as to what Norsk is doing. Plus, Norsk's aggressive play might also just further disrupt it a bit how Gruber normally would approach this battle. So there might be a bit of disruption there. But there you go. Sending M6M out. That should try to help us any sort of tier 3 rushes. There's a tier 4 rush. It should also be reasonably good. I mean, the H16 is pretty much still have high penetration. And there you go. We got the ambush ability in fact. Even got some nice shrubbery going on there. Did we really have to put it in the compartment? And I think this is poisonous. I'm starting to itch. Shut up, Pushkin. No one likes a baby. Osttruppen, oh, they're going to run into the house with a demo charge. Yep. If you heard that, that was my cat running off. It's been trying to get out that we haven't let out. It's a bit late in the evening. Took some time to find something to cast. Fireworks went off, and obviously now the cat is a bit terrified. Poor thing. There you go. Heavy Panzer go up for Norsk. Continuing hit, tagging the pack 40 there, man. By Osttruppen, it's going to be pretty easy to wipe though. Morty needs to fall back. No machine guns nearby to take to cover this. So the pack 4 is going to be practically so near by Gruber, which is going to be a problem for anything Norsk pushes out. He's going to have to go for the Panther soon now. He goes for the Sturmpanzer instead. I mean, it's going to be useful as the Infantry. He's just lost the pack 40. His opponent has got assault guns. So the Sturmpanzer is not really good versus assault guns. This kind of feels less efficient there by Norsk. And they really wanted to push it again. He should have been much faster in taking out this. He could have done it much sooner because he's good at it. MD4 to bring to the house and white. Or was the MD34? Maybe always just lost 2 machine guns in a matter of moments. He 2 Ruber. I mean, Norsk is taking heavy damage. I mean, again, he's been aggressive to the point of recklessness here versus Ruber. And now it's really starting to bite him in the arse. As Ruber strikes back and really begins punishing Norsk for all of these mistakes. So there goes Sturmpanzer on the way. Pin him up machine gun. And Osttruppen taking to the conscripts here. They end up retreating, but they probably could have pulled it off if they had a Molotov. They could have just denied the cover to the Osttruppen and they would have won. But there you go, Sturmpanzer 4 rolling ahead. Conscripts down south, then to tank rifles, going to have to fight against it. Molotov's up here, so came a bit late there. We also got the grenade assault here, and there we go. Damaged engine on the Sturmpanzer, making an easy target here for the SU-6s. Right here, Norsk played his Sturmpanzer really poorly. And Ruber has been able to punish him quite excellent for that. He's also gone for a penal trooper squad now. Panthers won the MSN6, but the can still move in. The conscripts nearby. And he just needs a bit of munitions there from one to tank grenades. He just upgrade it. There you go. Nasty hit, but ultimately he lost the Sturmpanzer without doing too much damage. That's all the problem. Like, even if he hadn't got started with the SU-6 and the Pack 40, he's going to push it back. The Panther could at least fall back against the assault guns, but the Sturmpanzer was pretty much helpless there. So the Sturmpanzer rather felt like a weak choice there by Norsk, and I guess he just wanted to push it out, but that's sort of the thing with the Sturmpanzer. We got another supply drop in here. Sperrverband keeps being supplied here by the Luftwaffe, fuel, munitions, machine guns, anti-tank guns, but no replacements. Double snipers bleeding away at the Pioneers, looking at the more vital units there rather than the Osttruppen. That's definitely the right approach of the double snipers. It should begin though taking up for something heavier though. I mean, you should have seen Sturmpanzer means heavier armor. So I mean, a theory of Panther could give him troubles. Of course, if we need to get rid of the Pack 40 here, and Norsk to have a good, better chance. Meanwhile, he's only got 1 infantry squad. Should probably also long term consider at least a few more Osttruppen, maybe an officer to that way, sort of help control the map. Gruber following up with more anti-tank rifles. Assault guns roaming about. Penal troops aiming for the northern victory point. Got Osttruppen saying for we got an MD foot covering here. Troops on the centre being on the far, but there's no machine gun attack to hold them. Bad news here. We got one moving up there in the north though. Troops holding up here. Ruber Groups attempt to reinforce here, but that's quickly stopped in a barrage of bullets. A nice strong infantry position here from Norsk, supported by the mortar. Meanwhile, though, Ruber Gruber just keeps pressuring here around the centre of the carve point. In this case, the sniper got too far ahead and got caught by the pioneers with a flamethrower. That's usually when you know your snipers are close to the front line, if they start lighting on fire from the flamethrowers. So Norse can soon go for a Panther. I mean, he could go for another Sturmpanzer 4, but that would be really silly to consider that when there's again 2 assault guns, a pack 40 plus a lot of contraband of tank rifles. I mean, the Panther's option is going to be amazing Western infantry, but it can sort of deal the assault guns better. Plus, it can sort of fight the infantry from a slightly safer range in some ways, and can take more hits. Got the info holding up. The Ruber groups are pushing to the centre of the assault guns ready. Pack 40 sniper hanging back here, and the north, far north, awesome. They're fighting against these penal troops. They're moving straight into the line of fire of the MG34. For some reason, the Ruber Gruber Panther forgot there was an MG34 there, or he somehow imagined they could just sort of somehow walk through all of the bullets. Do not worry, believe in the power of Joseph Stalin's beard, his mustache. And we shall overcome these fascist bullets. There you go. Panther on the way from Norsk and the spare Verbandes, supplied by the 5th SS Panzer Division Viking. Sent in from a nearby repair workshop that has actually been threatened, so they just shunted to the front line. MG34 needs to fall back. Would be a shame to lose that one. But looks like it's going to be too late there. Yeah, he's going to be too late. Yep, wiped. Another machine gun lost there for Norsk. Got sniper mines being laid down here by Ruber Gruber close to the front line as Norse pioneers carry the weight, the burdens of Germany. And a flamethrower tank filled with really hazardous chemicals. There you go, Panther. We got artillery called in as well here by Norsk. Around the remnants of the church, interesting choice there. Hoping to catch some hitters maybe. And he actually got a conscript squad, almost got the Indonesians as well there. Clever by Norsk. Could have wasted a lot of munitions, but I mean, getting a wipe with that is pretty good. Plus, I suppose there's all the fences he's destroying as well. Could be Norsk hates fences. But he's still down to just 1 infantry squad again, an Osttruppen squad with an LMG-42, and that's it. 41 kills this time again. The vast majority are Osttruppen. No one's going to take those snipers seriously ever. But we killed 41! They were Osttruppen. They don't count. Oh. Panther finally being upgraded there with a pinlock machine gun. Pioneers need to fall back though. And the Panther needs to be careful that it doesn't get pelted with anti-tank grenades and stack up. But there you go. Ruber Gruber steals the MG34. Punching Norsk there for more careless usage of his equipment. Really cool scene here with the Panther. Oops, wrong button there. Troops reinforcing, healing. Mines down for Ruber Gruber. The 250th Rifle Division, the South Pioneers securing the munitions there. Tank to tank command finally up. He issued front. No, he's going for the T-34. He's got double issue with the 6, so I think he can just do that to deal with the Panther. And we got another supply drop up here for Norsk. Clearly able to convince its superiors that the situation desperately needs machine guns and wanted tank guns. They're apparently never quite having to explain what keeps happening to the others. Yes, Herr Major, the situation is terrible. We keep losing those machine gewehren, but how? Saboteurs, yeah. Ja, please send more Maschinengewehren und Panzerabwehrkanonen. And we got T-34-76 out here for Gruber. Mines down from the units in the north. Modify almost hit the H-6 there. Had that been in, more realistic physics games there, that could have probably set it off, since, you could have set off the ammunition in the back. And we got another artillery strike down here for Norsk, really trying to kill those snipers, anything nearby. Gruber apparently he's not sort of realizing what's going on there. Do you hear a large sort of howling sound as if the death approaches? Yet. Got one of the snipers with a railway artillery support barrage. That's definitely one way of doing counter sniper operations. You just fire the biggest thing you possibly can at them and hope your opponent isn't paying attention. Machine gun again lost. He just keeps losing machine guns. How many machine guns he's lost? That's like 4 or 5 machine guns. Norsk has lost to Ruber Gruber. The Ruber Gruber's going to suffer infantry losses. Panther, not the best move there, to be honest, by Norsk. Pretty risky. What's that pack forward just saying about nothing? In the south comes from Nagat. This secured the fuel point there with sandbags. Good move there by Ruber Gruber. Of course, less good is losing the sniper like that. And then he just moves the snipers to the spot where the others got killed. Apparently maybe to teach them a lesson. See? This is what happens when you don't move. But we can't move without explicit orders. Shut up. More artillery there. He's just calling in all over the place. And it seems like Ruber Gruber's finally caught on to the fact that Norsk means business when he calls in artillery support. That is a bit crazy. Calling in a Panther for Norsk solution. More artillery. Much more artillery. Osttruppen being pushed back firmly in the north, though we got a lone unit securing the fuel point there. Good. So some good management over the map by Norsk, even if other things are less well managed. This Panther could also do with some repairs, so they should probably consider attacking from another angle rather than straight head on, because that pack flooding those assault guns and those quickly tear apart. By 40 getting a good hit there on the H-6. Pioneers trying to take on, not quite having the best luck. They're, I think, also spotting for the pack 4, trying to get the final one of the H-6s, and there we go. One assault gun down. Got the T-56 wiping out the pack crew, and he can destroy it. Of course, he can just recruit another one with the Osttruppen. Finally seeing the Panther, they're not fully repaired. We got the Panzer already though here. So then for another Panzer division. The 10th. As Norsk is just scrambling to get a hold of whatever resources he can in the area to just sort of stall this evolving mess. There you go, Panzer for firing away. And got the snipers. Got the snipers. In fact, that's the only kills he got with it. It would seem Norsk has managed to master the art of counter sniper artillery, which is definitely the most unique form of counter sniper operations, I would almost say. Well, that leaves Ruber Gruber now with absolutely no snipers. Of course, he's got tanks, and Norsk has got one Panther, which is still not being repaired. He's also still really short in infantry. I really wish we would go for at least some more Osttruppen officer or tech for like to make a nice company and some Panzer gun. He's just something there for some extra frontline control, but also he has something to support his tank a bit better with. Got the T-54 northward, so you've got points that are being secured. Pack 40, NG-34 moving up, fixing up the Panther. Fuel munitions just sort of lying about in the base, apparently not being touched. Quick Molotov and 1 anti-tank grenades there from Ruber. Norsk is also getting theoretically close. They're able to call in a second Panther here. I mean, 2 Panthers might be able to lay down enough firepower to maybe be able to push back some of Ruber stuff, but Norsk right now is actually losing a lot of victory points to Ruber. He's actually falling behind, having gone from a big fat lead to being behind. You could soon end up with Ruber having a big fat lead. But there you go, another Panther for barrage. This time Ruber moves a bit faster. Attempting to lay down mines and hitting mines in the process. That feels a bit ironic. Maybe we should have checked for mines first. 9. Only babies check for mines. Are you sure? Why do we have minesweepers then? Shut up, Jürgen. T-Fed for raiding the base. He might be looking for the Panther. In this case, ends up just tripping off and alerting Norsk, allowing you to pull back the Panther in time. Sturmpanther again here for Norsk. I do think you should aim for another Panther first, but I suppose the Sturmpanther might have a chance of work. T-Fed for clearing out the mines. I do think Ruber Group should try and set up for a larger scale assault that could maybe catch the Panther and destroy some other bits. Rather than what it's kind of doing, which is just sort of feeding units piecemeal at Norsk, which certainly makes it easier for Norsk to repel it. There you go, cancel the Sturmpanther, ends up with a second Panther. So that's going to be 2 Panthers here for Norsk and the spare for Bandit. Pack shoots and spectacularly misses. Almost got the infantry. There you go, another Panther with barrage. Well, this one had more luck. Looks like it might just succeed a bit better. There you go, got a few pack crew members killed. Mine set off. Beyond that, nothing too big. Session 6 ends up abandoning his own, but it does no damage to them. Pack being scorched, mortar pioneers, Panthers just sort of fighting around. We got a T-Fed full flank through the south mark. Look for the Panther, whether that's all been pulled back very safely into North Space. Second Panther almost done. And we got incendiary pieces around here from Ruber stolen MG34. And there you go, T-Fed from wing up. It's going to run into straight between 2 Panthers. And there you go, 1 hit, the other misses. There you go, Panther will be able to take out the T-34 from 6. There you go, another hit, second hit. Almost got the T-34, 1 more hit, and that thing's going to be a smouldering ruin of scrap and steel. And there you go, T-34 down. Panthers with machine guns tank through the country in front of them. Damaged engine though, it's a grenade assault, pelts it, clocking up the engines and the wheels. T-34 trying to get a sniper shot there, but the other Panther is basically blocking that, trying to draw fire away from the more heavily damaged Panther, if not a bad approach there. Officer could lay down a smoke screen. Still feel like Norse needs to get out more troops. Here versus Ruber who's now in control of most of the map there. Norse, though, does quickly harass the northern victory point there. Sneaky, but clever. Ruber laying down a lot of mines. Could go for some T-34s, could go for H-85s versus double Panthers. It would be a very strong idea to begin considering H-85s, I think. You got more pioneers for Norsk that repairs tanks. Maybe get some minesweepers out. Those would be very strong ideas there for Norsk and the spare for Bandit. Wolf. Another Panther barrage. Silence in the MG34 and its crew almost. 1 man alive, but probably deaf. So there you go, hard work and fixing out the Panthers. Panthers were very maintenance heavy, and even then they were not the most reliable of tanks. Particularly the earlier models suffered from it, though even the guys got to the Model D, which was the last model before the war ended. There was still pretty big issues with it. Awesome squad on its own, trying to take the northern victory point that is quickly stalled off here by Ruber and his heroic infantry. Going down maximum away for Ruber, who's going for a lot more machine guns. Smoke screen down here to cover up against the machine gun there. Very good work by Norsk, actually using smoke tactically. probably get those Panthers moving, and of course order weapons free. So it seems like Aruba Group is focusing very heavily on countering infantry, but is not doing a lot to particularly counter the Panthers. That could theoretically work out for Norsk if you place the Panthers correctly and aggressively, but of course not recklessly so. If you can use them correctly, you can actually do a lot of damage to the infantry if you get some both machine guns. And maybe that way you sort of wear down Aruba Group. I mean, it's risky, but I mean, Aruba Group seems to have gotten this weird idea into his head. He's not trying to deal with them. I mean, if you're not even trying to deal with the Panthers, it can actually be kind of good, but that again requires an opponent who just decides to utterly ignore them. Allows to get several of them, and then just, you know, you're not trying to counter them. You got country sitting up there in the south, engineers, more country nearby. Need to get armor support, then we got the T-54 on the ready, but more support, more to tank weapons. More engineers there for Aruba Gruber. Might want to get the other Panther down there. And of course upgrading the machine gun. Panther could also be firing soon enough-ish. Almost got a weapon in the end. Not quite enough there to pull through for Norsk and the German army. Looks like he's finally the other Panther down there, and also finally upgrading that with machine gun. If he's out in the open in the middle of the road, being torn apart with machine gun fire, that was definitely not the best move there by Ruber Gruber. A small tactical victory there for Norsk and these pair for Bande Wolf of North lines of sandbags, being prepared here as Ruber Gruber digs in for the next big fascist offensive. And we got another supply drop for Norsk. Not more infantry, here's more supply drops, more machine guns, more anti-tank guns. And there you go, Pioneer supported by 2 Panthers. Straight into our mine. Almost costing him the Pioneers there. T-55 backs off on that one. Yes, I believe we have business elsewhere. I think we're supposed to have tea with Joseph Stalin. Please don't shoot me. Still holding control of the center there, stalling there, but he's down to 88 victory points versus the 276 there from Aruba Gruber. And there you go, finally making a push for the Panthers. Got Pioneers go ready to move in there, sweep any mines. So there he goes, getting control there again. Thanks to the Panthers and Aruba Gruber for some reason again, bringing in almost next to no counters to the Panthers. Like, I'm not entirely sure what Aruba Gruber is thinking here. If you just see if I can push it or what. Panthers are ready to launch another barrage up north, and machine gun being pushed back there. Panthers moving back towards the centre. S1 City could be handy for Norsk. I mean, he's got a lot of miss, but there you go. Got a big infantry counter-attack going. He's going to have to rush Panthers back down there to deal with it. Well, he has to be really, really lucky with a Panther with a barrage, I suppose. There you go, firing again. Trying to catch the infantry, but catches now the maximum all the infantry, leaving it the job here to the Panthers to sweep them away there. He didn't even get the mines away. But there you go, counter-attack straight into the Panthers, into the machine guns. Into negative cover. The results are unsurprisingly not particularly pretty. Got another artillery barrage called in. Not sure where it's in the south and the north. Looks like in the south. Engineers almost annihilated there, obliterated by the artillery. Center machine gun versus machine gun there, and the Maxim is pushed back. Almost got the conscript there, go wiped out by the Panther and his machine guns. Maxim holding up the south, needs to rush it with the Panther and clear up with it, follow up with infantry. And the center from 6 just hanging about there. And another push in the north from the Osttruppen. The result is not particularly pretty. Actually got the machine gun with the artillery. That's pretty lucky there for Norsk. And another machine gun for Ruber Gruber again. He's actually feeling a lot of fuel, but he's just not getting more armor. He's not getting tank destroyers. He's just sort of allowing the Panthers to sort of just do whatever they want. which is honestly a bit of a weird strategy. It's also getting increasingly passive around just, for example, build up a large armored force and just hit hard against his opponent, launching attack from sort of different angles, sort of trying to catch him off guard, destroy some of the weaker units, maybe steal some anti-tank guns, and then turn on Norski's just sort of fighting in piecemeal. It's making it very easy for Norsk to counter him. So I'm not entirely sure what Rubergruber's thinking here. Oh, looks like he might just baited Norsk in to make a very tactical big mistake. He's actually forcing me into a funnel, and then, yes, both Panthers trying to get through here, then mine, and then the other Panther blocks for the first one, making it hard for him to get out. He might be able to get one of the Panthers here. Oh dear. I'm not entirely sure if that was intentional or not there by Rubergruber, but it's paying off. It's almost got the Panther there. Oh, he gets away. Oh, so close. Nope, you're going to take bombing run in. And Panther is down. Bit of a loss there for Norsk, costing him a precious Panther. Lost Germany can ill afford in these dark times. And the Center Pioneers being gunned down in maximum consequence, doing a bit as well. They got the assault and engineers packs and T-54s all roaming about here. Panther machine guns, German packs, and Osttruppen just hammering away as well in return. And the Panther ends up sniping poor Petrov. Grabbing a point there. Tons of sniper machine guns. And he goes for the Sturmpanzer again. Hopefully this one will have a bit more success for Norsk. Or possibly more success for Rubergruber as he destroys the least and then rolls over Norsk. Though he's still flooding a ton of fuel. It's like Rubergruber's just realising it, forgotten that one of his biggest advantages, he just can churn out a lot of T-34s and steamroll his opponent, but for some reasons Rubergruber is just refusing to do that, which is actually a bit weird. He's just feeding infantry to Norsk at a slow steady pace, which is just the advantage of Norsk. And it just gives him plenty of experience and plenty of time to just bring up more stuff. So I'm not entirely sure what's going on with the Rubergruber. Like, he's doing so well and push back the initial sort of onslaught of Norsk, and then he's just sort of, I don't know what's going on there, to be honest. Pioneers at the ready, snap on the way there for Rubergruber. He's going for another one again. He's not acknowledging the armor to an extent. I mean, again, he can sort of keep baiting into mistakes like that. Sure, he can sort of deal with it without having to worry about it. But even then, like, T-34s just sort of more, in an aggressive manner, push through Norsk and destroy his infantry and support weapons. Like, the T-34s are great at that. So again, why Norsk isn't going for that? I mean, Rubergruber isn't. Is a bit weird. But there you go. Got the Sturmpanzer on the way. Pinned light machine gun on the way as well. There you go. He's back to 2 snipers as well. It kind of feels like Ruber's almost playing a different game. Whereas his opponent's actually going for autonomous infantry and the likes there, and no tanks at all. I'm not entirely sure what Rubergruber's thinking here. It seems to slightly detached there from what's going on the battlefield, but it's something that North should be able to take advantage of. Of course, as long as he acknowledges what's going on the battlefield. Panzer barrage around here could be effective, maybe. He's holding the line, he's stabilised here with 69 victory points, but North still needs to be careful at the same time. Can't just afford to sit around. Oh, maybe if Rubergruber keeps up the current set of tactics. Maybe. Maybe. Got the Osttruppen heading northwards there from Norsk. 478. Again, I'm not entirely sure why he's just going for as many T-34s as he can get away with. Snipers bleeding out the Pioneers, at least attempting to. Another Panther barrage. Catch them action this time, not trying to use it to murder the snipers. And then go harass from the north. The lone Osttruppen squad heading forwards there. Machine gun for some reason pointing a very wrong angle. Easy target the sniper with the machine gun. Need to get something done to deal with that. But at the same time, the Stormhunters dealing with infantry in the centre. Holy biscuits! Almost brought an entire conscript squad. Quite a shot there. Instead, the arm piercing rounds from the MD who are fighting a bit more to the Tomet. They're suffering, and the snipers in the centre taking heads from it. Oh dear! Got the Stormhunters. We could have seen the snipers getting wiped, and almost got them. What is Ruber Gruber thinking? Is he drunk? Up north there, you got Osttruppen being swarmed by conscripts. Got the Chief Head moving in. They're close to Veterans 1. In the south, they're pushed back. Stormhunters should be able to deal with the machine gun there. Shot, but almost didn't quite hit it. Panther got 15 kills, but it feels like it doesn't have that massive impact on the field. And again, it almost feels like this Ruber Gruber's ignoring it. Which again is a bit weird, which either again really tells us just how much the Panther's worth to an extent, even if it doesn't tell us, it still tells us something. Or just Ruber Gruber's utterly drunk, I don't know what to think. But certainly the drunk theory is getting a bit more traction as this goes on. Constant fire there from the Panther, very close to 1. Now the Panther with the barrage, he got some kills, wiped the Pack 40. Finally. He's also got another to his barrage there ready. If he needs to, maybe to deny the Pack 40. And there you go, called it in. Around here, just disrupt movements there from Ruber Gruber. 215 up north there, Panther with the Osttruppen squad pushing back the conscripts, gunning them down there, wiping them out. Gute Arbeit, mein Freund. A lot of healing reinforcement there from Ruber Gruber. Preparing for the next big push against the fascists, but he really needs to try and do something different rather than just pushing into the centre. He needs to try and outmaneuver. He needs to try and catch Norsk off guard rather than just doing the bloody obvious every single time, because Norsk is just very much posed to deal with that. In fact, he's going for the second Sturmpanzer, which sort of acknowledges again just how little armour Ruber Gruber has. I mean, he's fighting 500 fuel. 500 fuel, man. Got a Panther with a barrage off here, trying to catch some units and causes huge losses there, killing several men, wiping the machine gun crew, putting the Panzer for halfway to Veterans in 3. In the south, T-34 needs to get some armor down there to counter it. Panther moving ahead. Got Pioneers, machine guns, they're trying to destroy the Russian advanced infantry. They're being halted by the MD-34 crew as they hold the ridge. Sturmpanzer shoots it from the north, gets almost wiped down the conscripts. Getting flanked there by the Pack 40, which is back in action. Panther finally moving down there. Sturmpanzer taking heavy damage. And Russian armor falling back. This now Ruber Gruber. Oh, Norsk is getting control of all 3 victory points. Ruber Gruber's long control of all 3 victory points. And he's down to 86 victory points now. So Norsk has been able to turn the situation around once more. Again, in part due to Ruber Gruber just for some reason making a series of rather poor strategic choices, I feel, here versus Norsk. Mortar wipe there, or at least almost a wipe there, but he has to fall back with his mortar before that gets wiped. Osttruppen holding the northern victory point. He could consider a machine gun bargain. It's got one in the south, so one in the north. Oh, he's already got one there actually. Never mind me. Never mind me. There you go, attacking to the centre here from Gruber straight to the Sturm Panthers, the Pack 40 machine guns. Second one arriving. Panther for Panther could also be rushing in here. T-34 down. He's going for Katyusha now. What on earth? Machine gun wiped. Up north, assault halted here by 2 machine gun positions. One Osttruppen and another machine gun. They're going to trying to steal the machine gun under Norsk's nose. What on earth? We could use both Sturm Panthers to clear out the Pack 40 pretty easily. Tilly badge is raining down. 69 versus 29. Asian 6 finally goes up and flames towards the Panther and the Pack 40. Puts a scissor man to tank rush through, and there you go. GG, game over. Aruba Gruber gives up. A loss here for the 3rd Union. The 215th Rifle Division is forced to call off the assault. A brutal war of attrition here. Highlighting saying, a good Osttruppen play there in the early game. Aggressive play there. But, his tier 4 rush there wasn't perfect. Actually, again, it's just, very weak thing to do. I feel like in the current environment. And lastly, didn't particularly pay off. I mean, the Panthers were also, I think, not amazingly used. I mean, hell, he went for Sturm Panzer first, which obviously did not work out very well either, because Ruber Gruber was onto something, just he wasn't quite sure what it was, and so he might have been a bit surprised with the sort of tier 4. I mean, had Norsk just rushed for tier 3, this fight probably would much faster, to be honest, but because he went for tier 4, he got to extend a lot there. Ruber Gruber got time to prepare, and again, like, the Panthers just not that good. It's not worth its resource. I mean, I wouldn't say the Manth was one, because the Panthers, like, it wasn't lost despite the Panther. So that definitely felt like a weak choice. I mean, he might just gone for it because he wanted to do, but it certainly didn't do him any favours. And again, had he gone for tier 3, this fight would have probably not much faster. He would have just won, because they could execute a very good sort of early opening. But Ruber Gruber's able to turn around. And the problem with Ruber Gruber was, though, he just kept throwing infantry, wasting manpower, not getting tanks, and his tactical approach increasingly got very, very poor. He just sort of tried to wear down his opponent. The problem was he was being the one being worn down there, and he just flooded a ton of fuel. So very poor resource usage as the match went on. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. Hope you learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, tell your friends, share it with everyone. If not, send in replay and some feedback in the comment section. And of course, again, Happy New Year to you all, and hope you all get safely into the year 2018. If you like what I do, by the way, do consider donating or pledging on Patreon. Links in the video description. This is Imperial Dancing. Cheers. Thank you all for watching. Hope to see you all tomorrow for another exciting episode